Today on the list, set the perfect table for Easter. Visit the best zoos across America and how to make the most of your tax refund.
You can make one extra mortgage payment a year.
Plus,
there's nothing more American than baseball and hot dogs.
What your hot dog's toppings say about you.
Something this big, you kind of have to just dive into it.
But up first, the robot revolution is coming fast. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Rhodes.
And I'm Christina Guerrero. Okay, lately a lot of talk among tech lovers, as we know, has been about chatbots.
And while that's been making the headlines, There's a lot more robo stuff in the pipeline, including a humanoid robot.
Ooh, how she'll hopefully be able to improve all of our lives someday is our featured story at the top of the list.
Humanoid robots can walk, sort things, and try to catch balls. They move like we humans move.
I think that with humanoids particularly, the potential, at least, is that they can be doing all kinds of things that humans do now.
We spoke with Dr. Robert Griffin, a research scientist with the Florida Institute for Human and Machine Cognition. He wants to introduce you to Nadia.
Nadia is a humanoid robot that we've been working on here at IHMC for the last 4 years.
She's named after a famous Olympic gymnast.
At the time, our lead mechanical designer was from Romania, and so the name naturally followed from Nadia Comăneci.
In 1976, that Nadia became the first gymnast ever to score a perfect 10, and she was only 14.
We basically said, well, what if we tried to make a robot that was like a human gymnast in its capability set? Now, I don't think that we quite got there, but we're getting close.
Muscles allow our shoulders to move in all directions.
Humans are this incredible system where we have a ridiculous range of motion.
That's really hard to replicate in a robot. How will humanoids like her help us?
We use humans right now to do these dangerous tasks, whether it's fight fires or nuclear cleanup even, because we don't have another option.
Well, the goal is to have Nadia do life-threatening jobs like bomb disposal and disaster response so humans can stay safe and guide them from afar.
To remove people from dangerous environments, which is really what we're focusing on. And I think that has this really great, tangible end product of helping preserve life, preserve safety.
She's also training to handle challenging tasks on the fly like humans can.
You don't know what you're going to need the robot to be able to do when it gets there. And so you just try and build a system that is as capable as possible.
Robert says robots will never replace humans when it comes to some aspects of their jobs, though.
You can have a robot do some of the dangerous things that police and law enforcement and firefighters do, but have a human continue to do the human element side of it.
So when will Nadia get to work?
We're hoping in the next year to get it out of the building, being able to walk around out in the real world.
Robert says depending on partnerships and funding, we could see her on the job in a few years.
3 to 5 year timeline for some basic types of tasks, whether that be logistics tasks or bomb disposal tasks.
Other types of robots currently do repetitive tasks that take a toll on the human body, like assembling cars. And the Mayo Clinic is testing out this robot, which provides massages. It still needs to be guided by a human, though.
The kind of future that we should be pushing towards is allowing individuals to live fulfilling lives that they enjoy. And one of the ways that we can do that is by helping them focus on the things that they do enjoy doing, as opposed to the things that they have to do.
How humanoid robots may help us with some of our dangerous jobs is at the top of the list.
Yeah, it's tax season, which means you'll either owe money or you're due for a sweet refund. Now, if you're on the receiving end, guess what? This is going to be the year you spend it wisely. We have tips on how to make your refund work for you.
Getting a tax refund almost feels like a gift, so it's tempting to blow it on a fun vacation or a shopping spree. However,
You should be taking this extra money and putting it towards something more productive. Not to say you shouldn't have fun, but it is good to make sure you have all your ducks in a row.
to keep your ka-ching from going kablooey, Mamie Wheaton, CFP for LearnLux Financial Wellness, shares her tips on smart ways to spend your tax refund. For starters, build an emergency fund.
It's very important that you have 3 to 6 months of your expenses set aside for emergencies.
Because you never know.
When your car breaks down on the freeway and you have to have it towed. I live in Arizona. It gets very hot here in the summer. If our air conditioning goes out, it's an emergency. For someone who lives on the East Coast, it could be that for their heat in the wintertime. Unexpected medical bills. If you lose your job, it can help give you a buffer while you're finding a new one.
If you don't have any type of emergency savings yet,
don't worry. Work towards a milestone of 1 month or $1,000 of your expenses to set aside.
Next, pay down that high-interest debt.
If you have multiple debt streams, say you have a home loan, a car loan, maybe a personal loan, you want to pay it off in the way that it makes the most sense, which is most likely the highest interest debt first.
And don't sleep on credit card debt either.
Even if you're like, well, my car is almost paid off, I really just want that to be paid off. That is not where those dollars should be going if you have other high-interest debt.
If you have a mortgage,
you can make 1 extra mortgage payment a year, and that is going to accelerate down your mortgage.
Or for a more budget-friendly way,
if you have a $900 mortgage payment, you could pay $975 each month so that you will have made the equivalent of 1 extra payment by the end of the year.
And if you have student loans, be prepared for those monthly bills to begin.
If you're one of the many Americans that have federal student loans, you probably haven't been paying on those student loans for the last couple of years. However, they are set to resume in summer of 2023.
So right before they start again,
you can make 1 large payment for your student loan to pay a chunk of that off, and it could cut months or even years off of your interest depending on how big your payment was.
Finally, to cut down on any future student loan debt, start a college fund.
If your children are young and it's going to be long-term, you can set up an account like a 529 or a uniform gift to minors account for them.
Then the money will have time to grow.
If they're going to school soon or in the next year, then it might be something that you want to keep in a high-yield savings account until they're ready to pay for those school expenses.
Keep that windfall from blowing away.
Well, the 2023 Major League Baseball season is in full swing, and we can't think of a better way to celebrate our national pastime than by digging into the ultimate stadium food. Zach Perry has Frank talk about hot dogs.
No offense to Peanuts and Cracker Jack, but it's probably safe to say that the hot dog is the official food of baseball. And much like all of the different Major League Baseball teams, there are different styles of hot dogs, no matter where you grew up.
When you think of baseball, you automatically think of hot dogs. When you go to a game, you gotta have a dog. You pay a little more for it than you want to, but there's nothing more American than baseball and hot dogs.
In honor of the new baseball season, I enlisted the help of David Nager, general manager and owner of Detroit Coney Grill in Scottsdale, Arizona, to show me 3 classic hot dogs from across the USA that you can make at home or try at your local ballpark. Leading off, from Detroit, Michigan, is the Detroit-style Coney.
Zach, you're gonna have the pleasure of making it.
All right, I got my gloves on already, so
right.
Let's do this, okay?
Go ahead and grab a steamed bun.
Sure.
This hot dog starts with a ground beef chili called Coney sauce, spooned on top.
Oh no, come on, Zach, you gotta get in there. Put more than that. My customers won't come back. There we go. Ladle some chili on there. There you go. That's more like it.
And after a hefty amount of Coney sauce, you top it with mustard and diced onion.
It's a work of art. Look at that.
Good job, Zach.
Batting second from Chicago, Illinois, the aptly named Chicago Dog.
It is probably the most iconic, dog out there.
For this one, you're gonna do a couple slices of tomato, some dill pickles, onions, sport peppers, sweet relish, and mustard.
This does look like a salad on a hot dog. It's lots going on up here.
A lot. That's how they like their dogs.
Hey,
Rounding out the lineup from my new home state of Arizona, the Sonoran Dog.
I'm hearing about this Sonoran dog. I hear it's pretty different from the first 2 we've tried.
Completely different.
If you thought the Chicago Dog had a lot going on, get a load of this. You start with a bacon-wrapped hot dog and top it with diced tomatoes, grilled onions, mayo, mustard, and then add ketchup, and finally some hot sauce.
We always add our chipotle aioli that we make. And if you don't have a homemade chipotle aioli, a dash of hot sauce or something with some heat works just as well.
If you want to try any of these for yourself, check out our Facebook page for the full recipes. And as any good journalist would, I had to try all 3.
All right, this first dog we're looking at is the Detroit-style Coney dog. Is that right?
That's right.
I'm gonna dig in. Here we go. Oh man, that chili is so good.
I make fun of Chicago people all the time. I'm like, you guys put a salad on top of a hot dog.
All right, here we are.
perfect, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm not wearing it, I'm doing it the wrong way. The Sonoran seems to be having the most things going on all at once right here. Oh wow.
What do you think of that aioli sauce on top?
That is really, really nice.
We're celebrating the nation's pastime by learning how to make some hot dogs that are absolute home runs.
Still to come on the list, spring into Easter with easy table settings.
I bought these bamboo placemats and the cutlery pouches just to give a little bit more elegance.
And why the San Diego Zoo is still so popular.
Incredible moments happen every day. Moments that may never happen again.
Plus, how the environment became must-watch TV.
Maybe it helps you think a little bit more about your carbon footprint.
All that and more ahead on the list.
Welcome back. Now, Easter is this upcoming Sunday, and for many people, that's a day of celebration and new beginnings.
Absolutely, and of course, you want that spirit of joy surrounding you for your holiday feast.
Jackie Denker has some stylish but affordable ways to create a beautiful Easter tablescape.
If you're getting ready for Easter, but you're stressing over the table decor, we got you covered.
Easter's the perfect time of year to honor your guests and celebrate the holiday with some simple ideas.
This table makes me very happy.
To help us get in the spirit, we spoke with organizer and lifestyle expert Leslie Lair. First up, start with a centerpiece to showcase your theme.
I took the basket as my inspiration. What's going to take center stage? And this basket has always been one of my favorites. I simply put one glass vase inside and created a bouquet with flowers I bought from the grocery store.
But she says you can use anything you'd like. You can use flowers or
even some of your Easter decorations, whether they be the bunnies, set it along the table and make it really represent what you're honoring for that day. And festive for everyone to enjoy.
Next, keep it simple and reuse things you already have.
These vases are actually glasses. Because it went with the theme, I simply used these as vases with the leftover flowers that we had for the bouquet.
And she brought out a tablecloth she uses all year long.
Just by adding a few minor details, that tablecloth can go throughout the year and celebrate every occasion.
Then she says use any eggs or decor you have stashed away. And for a sentimental touch, dust off the family china.
I'm using today my mother and father's wedding china to honor them on Easter.
That's special.
Yes.
Because you really are putting thought into what you're using.
And if you don't have any, no worries. Any plates will do that go with your theme colors. Finally, let's talk details.
To elevate it and tie it all together, I bought these bamboo placemats and the cutlery pouches just to give a little bit more elegance.
It's elegant, but all made of paper. She picked hers up at altoonastore.com.
Because I used placemats that are paper, I made little matching place cards.
It's functional, it's fashionable.
Right.
And to top it all off,
whether it be candy or even your Easter decor, I think it's fun. Put it on top of the plate. It just makes it more special.
Springing into action by making an affordable and stylish Easter table.
And while Sunday is all about the Easter Bunny, Saturday has a wider reach because it's National Zoo Lovers Day. Now, if you want to see exotic animals of all kinds up close and personal, Teresa Strasser has some of the best zoos to visit across America. Teresa.
Thanks. Whether you're looking to see a tiger or feed a giraffe, here are a few spots we think that you will enjoy. Coming in at number 1, San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
There's a place out there. A place where for 50 years, incredible moments happen every day.
This location offers 2 attractions, the San Diego Zoo and the San Diego Safari Park.
Watchkeepers provide our animals with special toys or tasty treats throughout the zoo. Chat with our animal care staff and meet animal ambassadors up close.
Their mission is to save species worldwide through their animal care expertise and conservation science.
When condors were brought in, we didn't necessarily know exactly how to bring a species back from the brink of extinction, but we found a way.
Here, you can find polar bears, cheetahs, elephants, and more.
She is estimated to be 138 years old. We recognize her hatch day, her birthday, on November 15th.
Wishing her many good years to come. At number 2, Denver Zoo.
From our beautiful 80-acre campus to the most remote corners of the globe. Our mission, inspiring communities to save wildlife for future generations.
Opened in 1896, this location is home to more than 3,000 animals.
It all started with an orphan black bear named Billy Bryan, the first resident at Denver Zoo.
Apart from seeing stunning creatures, you can also interact with them. Amazing. And last on our best zoos list, the Bronx Zoo.
But it's not just about the amazing animals. It's also about the people. Those who come through the gates and those who make their visit memorable.
This location offers annual events, a zip line, and
bears, sea otters, tigers, flamingos, snow leopards, sea lions, and so many other species.
But if you can't make it in person, do not worry, because you can visit it from the comfort of your home.
Our virtual meet and greet is a 30-minute experience on Zoom where you guys can join us and meet 3 of our animals.
Or you can check out their animals online via their live cams. Love the options, and those were a few zoos offering wild encounters across America. Lots more to come on the list. Stay right here.
We are back, and today on the watch list, Zach Perry's talking to one of the stars of the new Apple TV Plus series, Extrapolations. Rapper and actor Daveed Diggs tells us why it's the new show you should be checking out.
Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman!
Daveed Diggs won multiple awards for his work in Hamilton. And since then, he's received critical acclaim for shows like Blackish and films like Blindspotting.
Does this scare you?
He told us about his newest series, Extrapolations, on Apple TV Plus, which he stars in alongside Meryl Streep, Diane Lane, and Edward Norton.
It's just good TV. It's a bunch of my favorite actors doing great scripts.
Today, people get their energy from the sun. Humans have set foot on Mars. Cancer has been defeated. And yet for every question answered, another one appears.
It takes place in the future and follows climate change's impact on planet Earth.
Something that is big and flashy, but also where the stories are really personal. The climate change aspect of it is just real. The project at hand is let's just not pretend that climate change doesn't exist and see what that does to a TV show. I'm excited for people to see it.
The shows that pretend that the climate is going to be the same in 10 or 15 years, those are the science fiction shows, because the climate is changing.
We cannot give up and go home for one simple reason. This is our only home.
Diggs hopes it persuades viewers to take a look at their own impact on the climate.
Making conscious decisions instead of unconscious ones is a real great way to change things. One of the things the show is hoping to do is create something entertaining enough that it just sits in the back of your head like all of our favorite shows do and makes some of these decisions more conscious. Maybe it helps you think a little bit more about your carbon footprint. I'm in the market for a new car. What does that mean? Do I really need one? How close do I live to the things I need to go to? All of these things.
Your mother's moving with her sister in Chicago. Thought you hated your sister.
It's too hot out to hate people these days, Marshall.
Daveed plays a rabbi, and he relates to that character since he was raised Jewish.
It was important to my mother for me to have that foundation, so I went to Hebrew school 2 or 3 times a week. I was in synagogue every Saturday.
We would come and hear you speak even if we had to tread water the entire time.
That's a comforting thought. It's very vivid.
As an adult, it hasn't been something I've connected with as much on a practical, religious level. Culturally, yeah. Culturally, quite Jewish. I refer to it as laissez-faire Judaism.
For more of our interview with Daveed, check out the guest list on our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
I hope people are genuinely entertained. I am.
Daveed Diggs' latest role on the watch list.
Welcome back. It's time for what's last on our list. And KG, we've discussed this in the past, but the guardrails have come down among sauces, dips, and condiments, much to my annoyance, mind you.
I actually think you kind of enjoy expressing annoyance.
Okay, don't make this about me. It's them. Foods need to stay in their lanes because now there's another interloper jumping the rails into other categories. Ranch.
Oh, well, I will tell you, we love dipping French fries in ranch, our pizza too.
You're killing me. Ranch is not a dip, it's not a sauce, it's not a condiment, it's a dressing, and it's certainly not ice cream.
Okay, A, the pizza places give you those little plastic ramekins of ranch with a little tin foil on top, so that's officially a dip.
Never surrender, KG.
And B, here's where you're going with this, right? For a limited time, Brooklyn-based ice cream maker Van Leeuwen Ice Cream announced a new ice cream flavor collaboration with Hidden Valley Ranch.
These are end times.
Jimmy, this is what this ice cream maker does. They experiment with flavors like Kraft macaroni and cheese, flavored ice cream, which actually got rave reviews, by the way, and your favorite condiment, mustard ice cream in collaboration with Grey Poupon. And by the way, because you're vegan adjacent, you don't even eat ice cream or ranch dressing, so I think you forfeit your right to complain.
Okay, complaining is the air that I breathe,
True,
KG,
yeah.
and ranch belongs on salads. Full stop.
Jimmy, you need to full stop right now. And friends, that's what's last on our list. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Tomorrow on the list, defeat your allergies with natural solutions.
We have evidence that when patients are low in vitamin D, they can have issues with allergies.
Plus, what to expect from a workplace romance.
Not everybody's going to be a fan of you working together.
And new ways to remember loved ones.
The sense of touch is very important.
Tomorrow on the list.